Tap. Jeez, watch that.
I know. That's always like the feel, right?
I know, but...
That is always like
Can you
the
just
feel.
stomp on that?
What?
Can you just stomp on that?
No, I'm not stomping on it.
Just stomp on it.
I'm not a murderer.
I'm not asking you to murder.
All right? Bugs are things too, okay? They're insects. They're things too, okay?
Yeah, but I just don't need to see
I don't
it
feel like being a murderer.
override me.
I'm not going to hell because of you.
Oh,
all right?
my God.
And you going to heaven, and I'm in hell because I'm out here killing insects and things for you. All right?
I'll talk to God
I'm
for
not
you.
doing that. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Somehow, some way, I'm either going to leave that or cut that out. I ain't cutting shit out. How everybody's doing, how everybody is doing.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Romantic Roommates, episode 4.
Episode 4.
Which we didn't think was going to happen, but we're here.
Yes, oh my God, what a fucking week. What a week.
Yeah, welcome to the welcome home. Well, come on in.
Well, come on in, even though we suffered a little...
the water.
Yeah, a little damage.
A little.
Just to start off with, I just hope everyone is okay.
Yeah.
I hope
Queens
you didn't
took a
suffer a lot of damage. Yes, Queens took a hit.
A lot of people passed away, which
the
is
Bronx
crazy.
took a hit. You know where it didn't really take a hit?
Where?
Which is baffling. Staten Island.
That island, yeah. Good for them.
The east end of Long Island.
Yeah, well, my parents, that would have been scary.
Right. Shit, even Brooklyn took a little hit.
Queens took the brunt of it. Joe Biden's coming here today.
Yes, today. And I'm going nowhere. I'm not trying to be outside if Joe Biden's being in Queens.
Well,
but
he's coming for like the whole week.
Okay.
For like all the events that are happening in New York. Because you know what? New York strong, baby.
Right. New York strong, but I mean, shit, we wasn't looking strong a couple days ago.
It's not our fault. It's climate change. It is climate change.
Well, I have a theory. I'm not saying it's actual fact though, but I have a theory.
We're gonna see storms like this. They're gonna get severe. They're gonna get worse and worse because the environment is not getting taken care of. Whether your theory, either way, the environment is not getting taken care of.
Okay. Well, if we want to deep dive in this, wait, hold on. If we want to deep dive in this, right?
Yes.
One thing I was taught in 7th grade, cause I don't know if my teacher realized that she was being like super real with us. My science teacher, I'm very into science, right? She said that Earth have many time periods of ages that it went through. You know, you had the ice age, you had the prehistoric age. And
Dinosaurs.
so forth and so forth.
I love
Yes,
dinosaurs.
Right. So every time period of the Earth existence had a period of climate change. This is ours, aka if we end up being extinct, and the next evolution of whatever comes about, then they're gonna go through their age as well.
I hear what you're saying. I do agree with
7th grade.
I do agree.
7th grade.
I do agree with that. I think the Earth was meant to change, but do I think that humans are exacerbating it even more and making it like 10 times worse?
No, that
is
we definitely contributing to it. Yeah,
we're escalating the whole situation.
We're contributing to the situation because at the end of the day, who knows what happened in the dinosaur era?
I know, but I'm not talking about I love the dinosaurs. If anyone knows, don't do that with the mic.
Girl, just talk.
I love the dinosaurs, but I'm just saying maybe they weren't meant to be here anymore. I'm talking about our time, currently now. This is what New York is going to see. Unfortunately, if things I don't know what can happen. My best friend Deanna, that this is her like life's work. She's even said that scientists are predicting that New York City is going to have to put walls up to protect the city in the future because of how bad the flooding is going to be.
Well, I mean, New York City, they're pretty much, we're pretty much below below sea level anyway.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, we feel really bad for the people who lost stuff. That even worse than what happened to us. People lost their lives.
Right.
A 2-year-old.
Right. That was sad.
So we're looking out for everyone. Queens. I rep Queens now. So
we're in Brooklyn, but
we're
anyway,
not in Brooklyn or address. Oh my God.
Anyway,
we're not getting into that debate.
Yeah, we're not getting into. You want to?
No,
because we can.
No, we live on the border. Our address is in Queens, but if you go 1 block over, it's Brooklyn. So Tremaine's like, we live in Brooklyn, which I get, but we technically don't. If you ask the U.S. mail and our zip code and the government and local governments and people we live in Queens. We have a zip code and it says Queens, New York.
So I wonder if I was to do some shit with these technicality situations work. Like, me being technical,
Don't start.
Me being technical, would it work? Well, I'm just saying.
Well, it would.
I'm just saying, God forbid.
Tremaine, I'm not even.
I'm up to some dumb shit.
This is when we get some camera.
We need
a camera.
Technically, let's just say, the joint account's looking a little low, but somehow I'm walking in with a new big ass 70-inch, TV, and I'm like, technically, it's my money too. I technically put XYZ, and I only spent technically what I put in. Would that work?
I don't have the brain power for that right now. Seriously, sometimes people we've both been through a lot after this flood. So let's just take it back.
Yeah, no, this flood, honestly,
messed up with us a lot. Like I said, we're very lucky.
No, let's stop, because you missed the whole flood. Let's keep it honest.
Yeah,
you missed the whole flood.
It back to Thursday.
I blew her phone up for like damn near 3 hours. I got no answer. Number one, it went from baby go downstairs to see if there's any flooding. If there's not, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. It went from me saying, okay, that's what I'm gonna tell her, to me saying, I hope this girl is not dead because she is not answering me, to me saying, this girl better be fucking dead because she ain't answering me. I better come home and see a corpse or something, because at the end of the day, why can I not reach you?
Yeah.
I can't reach you.
So
I'm going through situations where I'm seeing like pretty much regular residential streets are under like at least 5 feet of water. I've never experienced that before. I've never seen that before. We done had heavy rains, little tropical storms here and there. And my dumb ass last week was like, oh, it's a thunderstorm. She's like, it's a tropical storm. And I'm like, it's a thunderstorm. They always bring it down, but...
Yeah, well, that Thursday, it happened Thursday, right? Tremaine works a job. We've said it, he's 911. He works a job. So he was off doing his night job. I was at my job that day getting my classroom set up, and everything was so exciting, but I was so exhausted. We had woken up that morning for like a doctor's appointment. Like I said in previous podcasts, I have to go to a lot of doctor's appointments. We can talk about that in podcasts to come. I have to get checked a lot, so we had to wake up at 6:30 and go do that, and then I had to go get COVID tests to get into the building. And then when I was in the building, I have like 5 years worth of classroom stuff in my closets, and I was moving stuff around, and then I came all the way home. I was so exhausted I passed out, but usually I'm a light sleeper that I can, like, if I hear the phone go off, like, I don't leave it on silent when he's at work. God forbid, knock on wood, I never leave it on silent or do not disturb. That way, God forbid he needs to reach me, he can reach me. But I really think that God was looking out for me and put me to sleep and made sure I did not wake up, because I had the best night of sleep. I went to bed that night. I was like, I'm so grateful to end my life. I really was having such a good day. I was like, I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I feel so loved. I did my journal. I wrote down all these great affirmations about how great I felt. I was going to wake up the next day and do like this TikTok. I love TikTok. And there's these TikTok vlogs, like these aesthetic vlogs that people do, where they like go through their day and they show the aesthetic things through the day, like a highlight reel. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I'm gonna do that. And I was just so excited to Like, I just went to bed so happy. And I remember laying in bed. It was like 9 o'clock. I usually get really tired around 10:30. It's 9 o'clock, and I see lightning and rain. And I remember even thinking, it's so pretty outside. Like, the lightning looks so cool outside the window. And then I passed out.
Yeah. And then I called the next morning, right? I'm calling, and she's, oh, hey, babe, I just woke up. Oh, beautiful sleep. Beautiful sleep.
So
happy. My God.
I
the best sleep I ever
rest.
had. I said, hold on. Before you tell me the rest of your nice, enjoyable sleep, is the floor flooded? Is there any water on the floor? She said, no, the floor is all right. It's fine. What are you talking about?
And then I go down the stairs.
And I was like, no. You didn't go down the stairs. I directed you to the basement. Yeah. I said, go downstairs.
And this is where you put in the, like the car. Because I was like, la, 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 la.
Yeah,
go
downstairs.
Down the stairs, pause for the,
Yeah. Next thing you know, all I hear is, oh. And then I was like, yep, everything is done. It's fucked up. It's done. I'm good. We're done. The podcast is over. We have nothing no more. Equipment is gone. Everything is finished. I was like, we're finished. Mm-hmm. But most importantly, you're alive.
Yeah, do you see how you bet?
Because it went from, I was hitting the 5 stages of grief. I swear to God. I was in denial. Everything should be all right. I'm like, it should be good. Mm-hmm. I'm worried. Mm-hmm. I'm like, at the end of the day, this is the first time I could say me had anxiety, all right? Through the fucking roof.
Because I'm in anxiety.
Okay? It went from denial to like nothing, okay, my stuff is gonna be okay, to angry because this girl won't pick up the fucking phone.
My bad.
She never slept this hard ever.
That's why I'm telling you, I think it was God looking out for me. I really think it was, because if I would have woken up and saw the water as high as it was, I would have had a full-fledged panic attack and I would have been all by myself.
Yeah.
And I really think it was, that's one thing, just a sidetrack. I never thought that I have a lot of family who is involved with 911, police, firefighter, ambulance, and a lot of my aunts had to be home by themselves, and I never realized, like, I guess we've had it really la-di-da, like great smooth, and now here's the flood and all this stuff, and I was by myself because you had to go do your job. So so I think that was God's way of just being like, go to sleep. Because I would have been by myself panicking in the storm, and then I would have called you panic, but you have to worry about other people because that's part of your job, which I get. You would have had to worry about other people, then you would have been worried about me, then I couldn't get to you, and you couldn't get to me. So I think it was God's way of just being like, go to sleep. He has a crazy night, and then you'll just deal with it in the morning.
Yeah, no, because that's true. And it was for a reason. But I was literally calling you before it got worse, but it probably was worse at that time. Because around, let's say, 9 o'clock, that's when, the rivers of Jordan was coming down the streets of Queens. I don't know how and where. And I feel that, because most of it, or majority of it, was sewage water. And it was like, the water was coming down so heavy and so fast, it was too fast enough for it to drain. But then again, with all the litter that's around and people throwing garbage here and there, those sewer drains are clogged, I feel.
Once again, take care of the earth and the environment around you. Right. If we all would have done that, there's how many bodega bags probably stuffed down those drains, those little black bags or whatever. Take care of the environment around you.
Right, and that's how I feel. I was like, Is there a section of the city, like a section of sanitation that take care of that, or DOT or freaking people who do like Con Edison.
Con Ed is but someone to clean it out.
Because those manholes that look like, that people think is like the sewage and stuff like that, it's actually manholes of electricity that's underground, that's running underground into buildings and stuff. So at the same time, it's like some of them shits is like going down in there, or water is going down in there as well, or sometimes garbage go down there. Well, like who takes care of that?
Hopefully someone, and if not someone, hopefully they learn now. Hopefully they learn now to take care of it because
it's on the mayor.
Because we don't know, we do have a mayor. It's the other guy that Andrew Cuomo. I got them. We have De Blasio. I forgot about him. De Blasio.
Cuomo is
well,
the
not
governor.
to speak politics, whether you're Democrat or Republican. I think all Democrats and Republicans in New York can agree that that De Blasio is not good. But that's a whole other sidetrack conversation. Pay attention to your local government. So anyway, I come down the stairs, and we'll post it on our Instagram, romantic_roommates. It is a mess. I don't know how the water got in. I don't know how the water receded. All I know is in my shock, I just walked down the stairs and it was just dirt all over the place. The carpet that my parents were very lucky when we moved in, my parents let us borrow furniture. Like, not borrow, but have furniture. The carpet, like, you step on it and water's popping up. You see on the wall, like, how far off the wall would you say that is?
That's about a couple inches.
Yeah. It was insane. You could see...
To a foot.
Yeah, it definitely is a foot. You could see the dirt mark on the wall. And then another thing is in the bathroom door was shut. They said it probably came from our emergency exit downstairs, and the fucking toilet, excuse my language, but the fucking toilet bowl probably was spewing out water because it was so backed up because that door was shut. And you can even tell that the water level in there was even higher.
Yeah, because it was pushing against the door.
And then now the door,
the door is warped.
So I came downstairs, Tremaine's computer is on the ground. His like the monitor. No, not the monitor. The computer.
No, the tower. So, the tower that what you call it? Everything's connected to. That was on the ground. I never really had it like propped up or up.
So that's on the ground. The microphone's on the ground. The PS4, I picked it up. Water dripped out of it.
Yeah, R.I.P. to P4.
Yeah, the carpet.
R.I.P.
The couch is kind of okay. Our laundry.
I'm sorry, I should have treated you better, bro. I should have never left you in such a low level. I didn't expect this to happen, but you always should expect the unexpected, right?
Well, that's what.
R.I.P., bro. R.I.P.
Yeah, and then that happened. It was a mess. And you know what? Once again, you have to be thankful because I didn't get hurt. Other people were hurt. Yes, we lost a couple things, but by some miracle, Tremaine's equipment is okay. So I don't know by what.
That's all that counts.
What all, like at least well, if
no,
you have.
I was happy. I was happy. No, I was happy that no water because we're ground level. Our apartment is ground level. We're not in the building. We're on the ground. Our apartment is. The entrance is from outside straight into our apartment. So my concern was with all this shit that I'm seeing while I'm at work, I'm praying like nothing's getting through in there. Yeah. And she's so knocked out and she gets up to go to the bathroom because I just found this out recently. She sleepwalks sometimes.
Yeah, I do.
Scariest shit ever. Scariest shit ever. You understand? That's another story for another day. But I'm afraid the electricity and stuff that's on the floor, if the water is coming in, if she does, like she said just now, she ends up sleepwalking again downstairs and she just walks into a pool of electricity and water. Yeah. And like anything was possible and I was just worried and scared as fuck. But I also know that she's either sleeping or she knows and she ain't trying to bother me.
Yeah, I try not to.
She kind of does that, and that's a toss-up, because tell me what's going on. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I can handle stuff, okay? Don't be afraid. Just let me know. I can handle stuff, but are you okay?
Yeah, I tend to try to keep things to myself. That's past baggage, though. That's coming from a relationship where another person could never handle anything I told them. Like, I had to handle...
he was a little bitch.
Oh, my God.
He was a little bitch. I hope you hear this, too, because you was a little bitch.
Okay, well, no one was perfect in that, but...
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of the heavy lifting for, both of us, I feel like, emotionally.
Her ex, not me.
Yeah,
continue.
so if that, it does make sense that you would think that I didn't want to bother you, because when I woke up, the guilt that I felt, I don't know if anyone feels this with their partner, but like, you can destroy my stuff, but like his stuff, I felt so bad, and I knew it wasn't my fault. In my head, I'm like, it isn't your fault, but like, why didn't you wake up? The phone was going off. You could have woke up. And I just felt like such ish. I felt so bad, but I went into hyperdrive. I went into hyperdrive. I called the super. God bless our super. Talk about good karma. Like, this is why I know, like, community, if you're in a good community or you get to know people in your neighborhood, or you're like, be good to people, because people will be good to you. This man knows what Tremaine's job is. He knew I was here all by myself, and this man came over respectfully and like helped me clean up as best as he can, and saw how I was exhausted, because while I'm doing this, I'm trying to take work meetings because my job was still happening, to the point where he was like, go upstairs and relax, and I was like, okay, and in like 30 minutes he was like, come back downstairs, and he was on his hands and knees, and he cleaned the whole place like a magical angel that he is. So like, as Tremaine's out there helping other people, like good karma, people came and helped me.
Yeah.
You have to be good to people. Good karma is such a real thing.
No, it really is. It really is. And I'm one, again, last episode I spoke about laws of attraction. I'm definitely one that believes in karma as well. You understand the type of karma. And karma, some people have a misconception of what karma is. It doesn't necessarily mean that, karma is a bad thing, or it's bad energy, or it's, you do something bad, it's going to happen to you. No, karma is just, that energy paying you back. So whatever you put out there in the world, if it's good or bad, you will get that back in turn.
Because another crazy thing is, to add to this story of why maybe I was safe. I don't know. People might think this is a reach, but there was this guy on the train, and Tremaine, okay, 2 days prior, we were in Papaya Dogs. It was horrible, but I wanted to try it. A man came in, Tremaine bought him food without even asking. And I saw that. This is like why pay it forward, because other people watch. So I saw that, and I was on the train home that day, and he was like walking up and down. He wasn't asking for money, and I had an unopened water bottle from the bodega I hadn't drinking yet, and I gave it to him. And he prayed over me for my safety. Remember I told you that? He prayed over me for my safety. He literally, and I thought it was like a little weird, and and you can say, oh, he was just crazy, but he did. And then he went down the line, and a woman saw me give him the water bottle, so she gave him his hat, like the rest of her lunch, paying it forward, good karma. And this man like prayed over me, and I was safe. I don't know. Take what it is. He might have just been a crackhead, but he could have just been, I don't know. It was just
crack is whack. We're not.
I know, but I'm just saying some people could say that, but I feel like
could have been a drunk.
He really, or that too. But I feel like he really, I don't know. It was a very good karma. It really was. No. And our super came, and he's not just a normal super who just kind of like, I've been in a building where the super just kind of like screws you over. Like, this man like had our back so much. I'm going to give him the biggest gift.
Well, my thing is because, especially with what I do, freaking, you see people out there when you're going to help people when I'm at work, and my initial thought is, I'm picking this guy up, and he's beat up, and not beat up physically, like, he's been drinking, or he could be on heroin or methadone or whatever the case may be. And you see these guys, it's the same guys that you will see that's on the street corner that's like begging for money or whatever the case may be. And this is not the first, second, third, fourth time. I stopped counting how many times, not to make me sound like I'm the illest motherfucker alive, even though I am. Okay. But I'm not trying to sound cocky in the sense of, with what I do. But at the same time, I'm not just giving money to panhandlers. I don't do that. I would rather feed you than give you money.
Them a meal.
Because it's like, if you're really hungry, then you would take what I give you, or you would take the food more than trying to get a spare change or whatever. And I really don't have cash on me like that because, I'm trying to live a rich lifestyle. So, think rich, you'll be rich. So everything is plastic, baby. All right? Credit cards, debit cards, many cards, any type of cards I got. That's how I pay my way. I don't carry cash on me no more. Okay. Do you understand?
Relax.
No, you need to relax and get on my wave, all right? Because now we're together. I've been on
your wave way before you even knew.
She's a goddamn liar. At the same time, all right. At the end of the day,
I am.
Goddamn liar. Right. At the end of the day, right? I've done it many times, multiple times. I've been burned once, and I've been, thanked one time. One time coming home from the station from work. A guy was standing outside of McDonald's. I said, come in. I was like, yo, get whatever you want on the menu. He got whatever he want, paid it for it, I was gone. Another guy one time in front of 7-Eleven, he was asking for change. I'm like, I get you anything? He was like, can I get this? Can I get that? Can I get this? Whatever, get whatever you want. He got whatever he want. About an hour later, driving by, because I was at work, doing what I was doing, driving by, I see the same guy try to sell off the stuff that I just bought him.
Jeez.
Just to get the money. So at the same time, it's like, you know what? I did what I did.
Well, at least you paid it forward.
Yeah, if
it's
you
all
really
about
want it,
paying it forward.
Yeah, but if you want to help, you'll help. If this is the thing too that works with karma. If you want to help, because you want to help, then you always get good karma. But if you helping to look to get something back from it, you'll never get good karma from that neither.
No.
My belief. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it is what it is or it's law, but to my belief, in my opinion, if you're doing stuff because you're looking for reciprocation from it, or you're looking for it from that one person or somewhere else, and that's what the reason you did it for, you never get good karma from it. All right, I'm done now because I'm stretching it. Everybody, she's looking at me because I'm stretching it. I'm done.
You're not stretching it, but I'm just saying, I agree with you that you can't just do good things and be like, oh, this will give me good karma. You have to do it from like the genuine place in your heart. But anyway, I don't know who was watching us that day or what watched over us. His equipment was fine. The basement, we're just down a washing machine. This is the good thing about renting. It's not really technically ours, so they have to replace that. We don't have to pay for it. A couple doors needs to be fixed, and it was that. But it was just like, I think it really also tested. You have to have a good partner in situations like this. Like, you really have to be a team. I think we've talked about, like, yes, we're romantic roommates. Yes, we're romantic partners. But obviously also, like, I always wanted a teammate. I felt like I never had a teammate. I wanted a teammate. That when it comes down to stuff like this, like on operating level like this, like real stuff went down, that I have someone who's like backing me up. Like, he could have been mad at me. I've been in situations where he would have been mad at me and it would have been dragged out, not Tremaine, but other things. But Tremaine wasn't. He was a teammate. He pushed that aside, and I did what I had to here to support the two of us. And I don't, like, you can't feel bitter or you can't get angry about, like, or resentful. You just have to be a team. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
She bust her ass. And I commend her for that. I came home. I seen the house was definitely in disarray.
But it definitely
was. But at the same time, it also showed that yes, that is my teammate, because she took care of home court advantage. You know what I mean? She was at home. She was down like 50 points, and somehow she still came to tie the game. And then after days went by and all this stuff came on, she actually won the championship. So round of applause for that. Round of applause for that.
But that's a teammate. Like, you really do have to find a teammate in life. You don't always have to agree with your teammate. You might butt heads, like we did this morning before recording. We might butt heads on the game plan.
You was butting heads. I was fine. I don't know about you, but I was fine. You was butting heads.
We might butt heads on the game plan, but at the end of the day, we're going to figure something out and operate accordingly to win.
Look, listen, I was trying to tell her, I'm like, and she loves football, so I would put it as this: I'm the Tom Brady of the team. Okay.
Oh, whoa!
I am the top dog player and the coach at the same time.
All right. So what am I then?
Okay. You're the assistant coach. You there. You conjure up the plays, but I I call the plays. Right, you draw the plays up and say we should go this way.
I really need you to calculate what you're saying right now.
I am the one who.
You were not the star player of that day. I was the effing star player of that. So don't
because I wasn't here. Why? Because I was doing what bosses do. We go places to get that cheddar.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we set the team up.
I'm trying to tell people to be a teammate, and you don't sound like a teammate right now.
Because I am a teammate, okay? I'm just saying, I'm the head honcho.
You're the head honcho.
Uh-huh.
Fine, you could be
the boss man.
Fine, you can be. So you're saying you're the coach and the star player.
Yes.
I'm the damn owner of the team.
Well, all right, everybody. That is it for the show today. Romantic roommates. Okay, hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you guys are safe.
Stop it. Okay. Stop it.
Anyway, what's the moral of this whole shabazz?
To be a team player in a relationship.
Right.
When someone's maybe having a crazy day or a not nice day.
No, true.
You're there to support them.
Right. Even though that's more, 90-10, 90 on the female side. But I'm not going here near there. I'm not trying to be sexist because that would make me sound. That would make me sound very sexist, and I'm not a sexist person. I am for equal rights. Equal. Equal rights.
Yes, a team.
Yes, a team.
Yes, so that's what I have to say. I hope everyone finds their teammate in their relationship. Yes, you need to be romantic. Yes, you need to keep it spicy that way, but you also, in your relationship, there's going to be real life situations, and sometimes that is definitely not going to be able to get you through it.
No, 1,000%. 1,001%.
Definitely, because the flood was not the only thing that happened to us this week.
Yes. But, before we leave off the flood, what I took away from that, besides making sure you do have your teammate with you, your proper teammate, is also, if you don't have it, you should probably invest in renter insurance.
Yes, that's because
that would be smart.
That was our thing fail. To do. That was our fail.
Yeah.
That was our fail.
Renters insurance. Yeah, invest in that. As well as if you are a homeowner, flood insurance.
Yes.
You understand?
But who would have thought that would happen? That was some Noah's Ark stuff.
I know. That was definitely, that's the title for this podcast. Noah's Ark. Boom.
Be nice to the planet, people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because God's about to flood us all the way out if we're not careful.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're taking it there. We're taking it to the religious. It is Sunday. It is Sunday. All right.
In a God-fearing type of mood this morning, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I see. Big time. So, yes. Yes. Renters insurance, which we're about to get now. Yeah. And flood insurance, if it's possible, because I remember hearing my aunt owns a house near water, and I remember she has flood insurance, but I also remember she was able to get flood insurance because of the area she was in. But
it's so I've heard flood insurance.
It's like a fickle matter.
Yeah, I heard flood insurance is a fickle matter.
Yeah.
In general. Because, if you live by certain water, whatever. But just if you can invest in insurance, heed us, because then you won't be picking up a PS4 and water trickling out of it.
Yeah.
And not be able to get that back.
Yeah, I lost a lot of shit on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
But maybe the PS5?
Yeah, that would be an excellent Christmas gift. Don't let me know. I want it to be a total surprise.
Okay.
Do not let me know.
I already thought about it.
Okay. That's letting me know. I told you not to do that.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
All right.
But on top of that, this week.
Yes, on top of the flood.
We had... People are going to think we're a little bit crazy, but we had someone of our apartment that we've never discussed. We do have a pet. Her name is Mona, and she is a betta fish.
Yes.
And we have gone back and forth since we got an apartment. Do you get a pet in an apartment? Should we get a pet in an apartment? I want a dog. very badly. Our compromise was a fish for the meantime. Mm-hmm. So on top of the flood, we literally get back from doing things that have to do with the flood, right? We try to go get a fan for the flood. We get back home for that, and we see our fish, like, suffering. Poor Mona.
Yeah, so she's suffering from SPD, a.k.a. swim bladder disease. You guys probably don't give two shits about it, but I'm just saying, let me just mention it for the reference of the story, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense? Okay.
It's traumatic to see a pet go through something like that, even if it's a fish. Like, you could tell she was in such pain.
Yes, I didn't like it at all. I was fuming.
Yeah.
And pissed, but I knew not to direct that towards Corin.
He's very good at not directing his feelings about other situations towards me. That is my area of growth.
Yeah. Yeah, big time.
That is my area of growth.
Uh-huh.
Is a situation going on and not jumping at the first person that is around me. That's my area of growth.
Yeah. You know, like the other day, I got cussed out like, fuck, Tremaine! What the fuck is with the bananas? Excuse me?
What?
Yeah, the banana has black spots. It's because it's going bad. Maybe you should start eating it.
That is a lie. We never had a conversation like that ever.
No, I'm just giving a wild-ass example because of the wild-ass shit that you bring to me.
Yeah, I do.
Is that wild enough? Is that wild enough? Mm. But, you know, I digress. Bring it back to Mona. So we see the symptoms of what SBD is, and, you know, we was doing a little research, and we saw the symptoms of what's going on with her. Mm-hmm. So right now we're just trying to...
We literally are rehabbing a beta fish.
Yeah.
She has a hospital tank.
Yep.
We're getting a heater for her. Who would have thought a responsibility of a pet? I mean, I always know I've had pets before, but Tremaine has not had luck as a kid with pets. So I think it's making you apprehensive to get a bigger size pet. Okay,
so here's the reality of that fact, right? Yes, Tremaine hasn't had pets. Tremaine's little sister has had pets who ultimately have been inherited by Tremaine. Mm-hmm. Okay? R.I.P. to Frank. R.I.P. to Frank, the turtle. All right? That was my man, right? It was my sister's pet who ultimately got adopted by me.
So Tremaine, and now this fish was a choice that I made. And Tremaine,
I wasn't done because there was other pets that was involved.
My bad. The birds.
The birds as well, but somehow I've inherited the responsibility of taking care of them and tossing them when they, perish.
Yes. But I think we've been a good team even with Mona. I don't think I've left all the responsibility on you.
No, we've been great with Mona. You've been phenomenal with Mona because you take her and clean the water out and exchange it and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Even to the other day where she's allowing you to touch her now. It's like, okay, you guys got close. A little peanut butter and jelly. But you know what? Neither here nor there. It's all right. I, on the other hand, is the researcher guy. I would look stuff up, look for things that's needed, feed her, all the simple shit. So it's like we kind of change roles, but kind of not, because you're more motherly. It's like a mother's instinct,
With the fish, yeah.
Well, not with a fish, just with,
life and
taking care of life. Yeah. That's it, It's like a motherly instinct, I feel. That's how I look at it, and that's why I feel you and Mona are more closer. But yeah, this whole week
she'll swim into my hand now. People she'll swim to my hands. Yeah. I can touch her. I can move her. Yeah. I think she knows. I don't know. It's really crazy. We love taking care of things. Like I said, we have a ton of plants around the house. But this is how me and Tremaine.
Correction. I'm sorry. Correction. She has a ton of plants around the house. Continue.
But I will say, in the fish, once again, in a team, it's a balance. Like, Tremaine's definitely a researcher, and I'm a much of a doer. Like, I'll just go and do it, and he'll research. But both need to have balance, I've realized.
Yes.
Like, you just can't do it without researching it, and you can't just sit there and research and not do anything. Not that Train doesn't do anything, it just takes him a minute to do it because he's inundating himself with research, where I'm like, okay, I'll hear like 2 sentences and I'm like, okay, let's go do it. So we definitely learned this week, even through trial and error and even a little frustration, a little nitpick at each other, because we're not a perfect couple. We like got into it a little bit over the fact that I'm like, let's go do it, and he's like, but I want to make sure. So it's definitely like working through those communication skills.
Yeah, because a wise man once told me, you got to crawl before you walk.
Yes, and I want to
walk before you run. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because if you try to run before you walk, you might just fall flat on your face.
Yes.
Take that away with y'all. That's wisdom.
Yeah, so it's just really, once again, communication, man. Yeah. Communication. Because we got into it up over a beta fish.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there saying, no. You know what? This is what really happened, because she just giving y'all the PG. No. The PG, version. Let me give you guys the PG-13, okay? Because it's still a little clean, but it got a little mix of dirtiness in it. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting there researching. I'm watching the video, right? And she's like, why are you watching the same video again?
He watched it 2 times prior.
Okay. I watched it 2 times prior. Why are you watching the video again? I'm like, because, some certain stuff that we missed or certain stuff that we didn't get, like freaking, let me rewatch it again, because I want to make sure. With me, it takes me time. With learning things, I have to read things or watch things multiple times for it to stick in my head. Mm-hmm. And once it sticks in my head, that's it. It's never coming back out. So I'm explaining that to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'm just saying, like, we could just go get the stuff now. You want to go to the store or you don't want to go to the store? Do I want to go now or do you want to go later?
Yeah, I got a
Which
little
one?
sassy.
And I'm like, looking at her. I'm like, I'm going to just listen to this video. Oh, gosh, because, sometimes this is annoying. Okay, I'm going to leave the room. You stay where you at. But yet somehow she follows me into the next room
because of an instant rager and regret.
Yeah, and does the same shit. It does the same shit again. So I ignored her and left that room and went back to where we first originally was, where she comes back with her stomping feet.
I didn't have stomping
with her stomping feet to do the same shit again. All right. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck? We trying to save this fish? All I'm doing is doing research. How am I annoying
you? Between the fish and the apartment and the flooding, and then on top of that, speaking of pets, so we take really good care of Mona. What happened to Mona is not our fault. We're taking, and I cried about it, and we researched it, and it's not our fault. But we also wanted to adopt a dog this week, and then so we had a flood. And then Mona got sick, and that was sad, and it was just, like, overwhelming. And then we got denied a dog because they wouldn't drive an extra 15 minutes to do a home check, which that just bothered the beep out of me because I think we're ready for a dog.
I don't know if we're ready for a dog.
But it would have been nice to adopt a dog. A lot of people tell me don't shop, adopt, don't shop for a dog, adopt a dog. So I was looking at adopting like websites, and I encourage anyone who has the heart for a pit bull. They seem very cute dogs. They are very friendly dogs. I know people who adopt them. I can't do that big of a dog. So I was going to do a basset hound. Her name was Lola. She was so cute, but they make it extremely difficult to adopt a dog. And that's why people shop for a dog. Unfortunately, like they made it very difficult, and I know they want to vet people, and I know they want to make sure the dog gets to a good home. I'm here for it, but I had to put down where I worked, where he worked, the address of where I worked, the number for where I worked, 4 references, our house address. They have to come do 2 home visits, one with the dog, one without the dog. They had to interview the both of us. Like what? So in the midst of this, we get denied a dog too. I was at my breaking point this week. This week was just not my week.
Yep, so I'm receiving the grunt of all of that of this week. I was the receiver of the grunt of disappointment and anger this week. But at the same time, I get it too, and I was pissed off with her with the adoption agency because that don't make sense to me.
They said that they'll only drive 60 minutes away.
Yeah,
we were 15 minutes over the 60 minutes.
Yeah,
they
75 minutes.
They said we were a perfect candidate because his job is flexible. Like, the dog would really technically only be in the apartment for, like, when you go to work at night and I'm coming home from school. It would be like an hour to tops 2 hours, not even. I usually get home like in 45 to 50 minutes. The dog would be completely alone. And we have a bunch of people in our lives who I know, like my sister, who would be willing, like, she's obsessed with dogs. I know if we, like, you know, we're like, we'll let you stay here, we'll give you food. Like, they'd be willing to watch our dog. Or we're also adults, we could pay for someone to watch our dog. I'm not even, we would have given that dog such a beautiful home. Look at what we're all doing for the beta fish. She's in a hospital tank on a heating pad, trying to get the water warm. We would have loved that dog so much. An extra 15 minutes, and they're like, nope, sorry, you can't cut the dog. That's wild.
I kid you not. If it was an extra minute, I still see that they would have denied us.
It's just wild.
It didn't make sense to me, and I was trying to figure it out with her. Like, if you want people to adopt animals, if you want them to go through that process and making sure it's a good home and all that good stuff, I get it. I am here for it because animal abuse is not cool, good. But if you're choosing
chilling Sarah McLachlan,
Sarah
McLachlan commercials in the arms of it, chilling.
Yeah, I used to hate those commercials.
Chilling, but we were adopting Lola from a situation like that,
right? And I get the time frame of how far away you are, but what does that matter if the dog is being adopted and you don't have to come back and forth? Is it a concern of people giving dogs back after they adopt them, or you have to do a wellness check on the dog after they've been adopted, or any pet or animal that's been adopted? What is the consensus of the time frame from where you guys at from point A to where the dog could be adopted to point B?
We would be
what is the consensus of, like, okay, this is too long? Is it for your own? Is it for the company's personal reasons? Like, you know, the company
no,
they
just said for the home visit they don't want to have people.
Yeah, but for the home visit, you're stopping a dog from being adopted.
We would have been great dog mom.
But for the home visit, you're stopping a dog from being adopted.
Yeah, 5-month-old Basset Hound. If anyone who's listening is in New Jersey, she's from New Jersey. DM us on romantic_roommates. I'm dead serious. Lola, 5 months old, a Basset Hound. She was so cute. It's okay. I mean, It's not okay. It just is what it is. Eventually, we'll get a pet.
Yeah.
We have to rehab Mona in the meantime.
We almost had a dog, and the amount of people. Yeah, shit. Dolly even would fucking my best friend Dalicia, she would definitely, without a doubt, take a dog for the weekend. Especially she works from home now. Take the dog for the weekend, or take the dog when we're not around.
Or whoever. It's just we have a home base.
Yeah, but she adores and loves animals, but she loves dogs, right?
Yeah, I would have loved. But so our journey to adopt,
it don't make sense for adoption. It don't make sense.
And then that pushes me towards the shop, because literally that same day, as I filled out 2.5 hours worth of paperwork, I could have went out and bought a dog that day. I don't know. I do want to put the faith in the adopt, but with us, I'm being very particular about the dog that we get, because we go and we stay with my parents a lot, and I want the dog to be able to come with us. But my mom also, like, they have a tinier house. My mom's like, I don't want a big dog in my house that sheds. My parents would also help watch, but we have to, Yeah,
I don't really care about all of that. If that's the case that the dog can't come, then we just can't come that much. It's an ultimatum. You got to give people ultimatums sometimes, because you get the real answer afterwards.
Trish does not like ultimatums. She might be listening.
For a person that gives ultimatums, she don't like them. That's pretty true too. But at the same time, I feel Mama Trish would freaking
She would love the dog.
She would love the dog, and she would let us. Sometimes
she's down for whatever.
Sometimes I see where Corin gets it. She does the tough talk sometimes, but she's a nice sweetheart. soft like marshmallow. She is so sweet. You know, she just, you know, try to lay it down at first, but then, you know, she embraces you and she gives you so much love. So I feel even if it was a big dog, if it was to come by, she wouldn't deny us. But it's just that was saddening this week as well.
Yeah,
Lola, if you're out there listening, you know, we wanted you. We're sorry, but you know the denial of Lola, you know, the freaking Mona getting sick, and now we gotta nurse her back to health. The flood. This was a fucking week, man.
I'm sorry, guys. Whoever's listening, I hope you can. If you're like, Jesus, guys, this episode took a twist and a half to a deep side. This is what this podcast is about. It's what real things are happening, and that's what the real thing is. I think the best thing that we can take away is find your teammate. Have someone. It doesn't even have to be in a relationship. It could be someone around you who you feel like you can connect with and is there to support you. Right. Find your teammate, especially in a romantic relationship. Make sure your partner can be there to take the heavy weight when you feel heavy. Like this week, definitely true. Like when the flood happened, it was like 80 me, 20 him. Now, after I guess I've had like shock of all the things that happened and my plate just feels overloaded, now it's like 90 me, I'm dumping my intent on him. Like, you know, it just fluctuates. It's not like I've said in the first episode, it's not always 50-50. You have to find your teammate to back you up. Thanks for being my teammate.
No, you're welcome, baby. Even though she's lying, it was more 100 to 0 all the way around. Her.
All the way around.
Her. 100 to 0 all the way around her. Cause I'm a cool guy. You know, I always keep my cool. For anybody that's listening that know me, you know, I'm a cool guy. It's like, it's like, all right, you know, I told him like, baby, don't worry.
Yeah.
You know, it's all good. It's just things, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, in reality, I was fucking shitting my pants.
But we
handle it smooth. But you know, I'm a smooth operator.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. She was amazing. I came home and I was in shock. I was happy that she was okay, but I was also happy that she thought of me enough to try to salvage my stuff because she know how I feel about it. Like if she kid you not. If she was to tell you,
and someone stole from us this week too.
Oh my God! Before we get there, if you was to if she was to tell you, like I cared about my computer and everything more than my PlayStation. I don't want it's still here. I don't want him to hear. I want everybody to feel equal, like I care for them. But when she said the water came out, I knew the PS4 died. Mm-hmm. I knew he died, but, you know.
The computer was okay.
The computer was okay.
The guitar is fine. The guitar case someone stole when I was drying it in the sun. Whoever stole that too, shame on you.
Well, technically.
Shame.
Technically.
Shame. And they stole a toolbox too from my father. Shame. Shame on you.
Technically, there wasn't a sign that said it was for sale or it was being thrown out. That's one. Number two, whoever stole that, you was a nasty motherfucker.
Yeah, I see.
That shit was soaked in the water.
Yeah, good luck. You can't use any of it. It was soaked in sewage water.
Yeah, that shit was soaked in sewage water. I don't know what and
You're
where.
You're planning on doing with that? But good luck.
Good luck with that. You probably gonna do the Desperado and hold guns in it or something and try to walk around with a guitar case full of guns. That? I don't know. You ever saw Desperado?
No.
You never saw that movie?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna show you that this week. My man used to have the guitar case walking around with.
That's the only thing. If you think you're...
He's like that Spanish guy. You know, he would say something like, hey, my friend.
That sounds pretty badass.
Yeah, I was over-exaggerating as hell, but Desperado.
Yeah, it was a long week. But know what I have to say? Just thankful. I'm thankful we are not the people. If you could donate, I know there's a bunch of organizations on the Citizens app too that you can donate clothes. I think I have more bags of clothes to donate. We can go donate to those.
So do I.
To people who lost everything because you know what? New York strong. We got to stay together.
Right.
Especially after it's Sunday. 9/11 was yesterday.
Right. If you follow our page at romantic what?
Roommate _ roommates.
Romantic_roommates. We're gonna also post any way that you can help to donate. We're gonna find places that we've donated to. If you can, by any chance, help if you wasn't too affected by the storm.
Yeah.
To try to help those that was majorly affected, because the things that I was seeing that night when I was working, like firsthand, like witnessing it firsthand, there were people that were in homes where the water was to the ceiling of the basement and coming up the stairs.
So they lost. So we got to,
a lot of people lost a lot. You got to
also take away, just don't give it forward. Don't worry about your karma. Karma takes tabs. I'm just saying, give it forward out of the goodness of your heart.
Right. Like I said earlier in the podcast, if you're doing something because you want to do it, it's a different feeling than doing it when you're looking to get that favor done back to you.
Definitely. And like I said before, you said about the donating, which is true. 9/11 was yesterday, so prayers. I can't believe it's been 20 years.
20 years. Yeah, where were you when 9/11 happened?
I was in 3rd grade. I remember that day too.
Wow. Okay.
You're older than me.
Yeah, I was in junior high school. I was in 7th grade. I was in 7th grade.
Everyone was getting pulled out of school.
Right.
And I was sitting around being like, why is everyone getting pulled out? It was odd. And then I remember my mom picked me up and she drove to her friend's house first. And her friend's like, we can do this. I guess they had a conversation about how to bring it up. And then I looked out. I remember going to turn on Nickelodeon, and even Nickelodeon, everything had that broadcasted. And I was just so confused that my dad worked in the city.
Right.
And my dad was okay, thank God, but he couldn't get home, and and it affected my family because a ton of my cousins went over and fought. Well, I have a handful of cousins who served this country who went over and fought. So I can't believe it's been 20 years.
Right.
It's wild. And now I feel like dating you.
It makes you feel even younger? I know.
It makes you feel so young, but it also makes me.
Thanks.
It also makes me appreciate, I don't know. I have, like I said, I have my uncles and aunts who do it, but having you as my partner, I couldn't imagine something. So, it just hits a little closer to home than even normally.
Right.
That's all I have to say. And
right.
Prayers up, and I give thanks to every first responder.
Right. Same thing here. When I was in 7th grade, my next door neighbor, my homeboy Grim Dog, his mom picked us up from school. So his mom picked us up. It was a couple of us. We all lived on the same block. We all used to go to school at the same time, whatever the case may be. Picked us up and brought us home, and when I walked in, my grandmother, R.I.P. to mommy, she was sitting in the living room watching the news, and she was freaking out because my aunt, she works for the post office, and her travels was going through the World Trade Center. Jeez. And
you couldn't get a hold of anyone.
She had to walk the Brooklyn Bridge to go home.
Jeez.
My grandmother was freaking out not only for my aunt's sake, but for the sake of, because JFK Airport, where I used to live, we're right by JFK Airport, and before 9/11, the route to land used to be right over my house, so you used to, oh my God.
You would hear it a lot more.
Hear it a lot. It used to shake the house every time.
So that's even more terrifying. You never know.
She saw, but it was only for landing though. It was never taken off. Taken off, you wouldn't see it by my house. You would see it landing, coming into land. She said that she remembered those exact moments. The plane, took off. It was going over our house, our direction. It was heading towards the city. She distinctively remember those two planes going over and those sounds. R.I.P. to her. Freaking, she was sitting in the living room, sorry. She was sitting in the living room watching the TV, the news was going on, and
Yeah.
She was just freaking out.
It was wild. It was wild. Like I said, I would love to talk politics and political events. It's just like someone who I know things, but I'm not as experienced. It's just crazy. Even 20 years happened, and now like all the stuff like we pulled out of Afghanistan, like it's just the series of events going up to this 20th year. It's just been wild too.
Yeah, it's been,
and you just have to pray for humanity.
Yes, we should pray for humanity.
I'm sorry. Once again, I'm feeling very, very church-like this Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday, I would assume that she's going to church. I'm not.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to interrupt her divine interventions that she's having within herself right now. That she might need to go to church, and you know what? I don't want to get in the middle of that. I don't want to get in the middle of that. You do your thing,
just to wrap
baby.
it up, just be good to people.
Yes.
Karma's got your back.
Yes.
Just be a teammate for not only your partner, but people around you. Like my super was a teammate for me. Just try to support each other.
Yes, sir.
It's been a crazy week.
Thank you,
Once
sir.
Once again, I'm going to say that New York strong. It's a cheesy title, but we are. Shout out to everyone affected by the floods and also who have lost people in 9/11.
Yes.
I pray for all the safety of the first responders, and yeah.
Yes.
Just love each other, everyone.
Yes. Please. If there's one thing as a human race we can do is
just love each other.
Just love each other, you know.
But all right.
And support.
I guess I'm going to go to church. Maybe God's calling me to church today.
I think he is calling you to church. Okay. He is very much so calling you to church because somehow within this hour of this podcast,
I brought him up multiple
times. He must be speaking through. You know what? He probably speaking through you right now.
Yeah.
He is probably speaking through you right now.
Yeah.
You know?
But all right, everyone. Thank you for listening for this week. If you could follow us at romantic_roommates. Hopefully next week will be a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more peppy. We got our pep in our step.
Yes. Pray for Mona.
Yes.
Pray for Lola.
Yeah, and if anyone has any dogs that we can adopt, and if you know any, like, let us know, seriously.
Yes, let us know. Leave comments under any of our posts or DM us. We are definitely here with answer. At romantic_ roommates. Damn, almost had it. Fuck.
And thank you for the people we have 23 followers on Instagram now. It means a lot to us.
23 followers now. Yes, a round of applause for that. Yes, our one listener has become 3.
Yes, and we've had more following. So we really, like I said, we're keeping it real this week. It was a little low beat. Next week will be upbeat. And yeah, I love you, baby.
Yes, I love you too. But talking about next week. What? Next week? How we should go about next week?
What do you mean?
I had a couple ideas for next week.
Ooh, stay tuned, everybody.
Stay tuned. Well, yes, stay tuned.
Right,
yes, stay tuned. But yes, thank you guys. We appreciate your listenership. And please continue to grow us. Like, share, comment, follow. Like, share, comment, follow. Like, share, comment, follow.
All right, baby.
Like, share, comment. I can make that a song.
All right, I think I need to go take my ass to church.
All right,
Bye,
go ahead.
Everybody.
Later, everybody. She's going on me.